Boom! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So, we are here with another banger, and this time we're going to teach something that a lot of you might resonate with this teaching, or you're actually destined to become that that we are going to teach. This is the secret that the number one top players in every field, even if they are not billionaires, but they are millionaires certainly, are using. It is not actually a secret, but it is something that it is overlooked, and especially in the beginning of everyone's journey, a lot of people they do not actually uh, put it inside their subconscious, and they are not harvesting it, and they do not go by that secret slash rule slash whatever. And a lot of you might say, oh, positivity, happiness, and all that. Yes, it is that, because if you, after your journey, you will be tested, and if you end up being unhappy and you fell into depression and all that, maybe you won't quit, but you will actually slow down a lot. So you have to be positive and happy. But the number one secret that all the billionaires use and used, it is boom. So fail, the ability to fail, and at the same time, every time they fail, adapt, right? Failure, for every billionaire, failure, it is just a signal for them to adapt. And the more you adapt, the more you move on in your journey to success. Now, what is happening is that for the uh, for the regular people, you know what I mean? For the regular people, failure is actually a signal for them that they are losers, that they are inadequate, that they should quit, that they are wasting their years, that there is no hope, whatever, 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 right? Everything negative. But for the billionaires and for the billionaire mindset, it is actually a signal that, okay, buddy, now you have to adapt. Here, let's say in this area in your life, you are doing something wrong. So we are gathering information to correct our behavior in this certain area in your business and maybe in your life, because a lot of people they are like, I'm working 16 hours a day, every day like a robot, but I'm failing. But you see that in their personal life, they are doing a lot of bad things. Let's say that you, quote unquote, you are an drug addict or an alcoholic. How do you think that you are going to become a billionaire or a successful person if you are under the influence of alcohol and drug almost every day or whatever? You know what I mean? Like your brain that cannot compute, your brain cannot operate in high levels. So once you get the failing, because your business is failing, everything is failing, then you reflect, oh yeah, he's into drugs, or he's into alcohol, or whatever. So you adapt, you go and you become sober, and now you focus on your business. The business fails, right? And let's say, so it failed. Why? Because the product wasn't strong enough, let's say, right? So now we adapt. We make the product better, stronger, harder, faster, whatever, you know what I mean? Or you fail again. So the marketing of the product wasn't good. So what do? You start a new campaign. You adapt. You become better at marketing that product. You know what I mean? So you innovate. Now, what is happening is that a lot of people, all they want is the dopamine out of the words. For example, right now I'm making a video right on YouTube, and I'm telling you the number one secret that all the billionaires use, which basically it is not a secret, but it is common sense. But common sense in nowadays it is not so common. So um, basically now everybody's chasing for dopamine, right? And everyone wants dopamine words, right? Okay, let's watch a video, and oh, that video makes me feel so good right now, and yeah, and then they go, they scroll, they do something else, they forget about everything, and then they go to their business, and they fail, right? And they're like, oh man, why am I failing? Oh, boom, they get into depression. You know what I mean? But now, what I want from you is for you to ingrate this whole teaching inside your subconscious, right? And to actually realize and understand that there is not a human being in the history of humanity that was able to avoid failure. In the whole history of humanity, there is not a single human being that was able to avoid failure. Even the best athletes in the world, even the best businessmen, the best scientists, the best artists, the best whoever, all the billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, quadrillionaires, none of them was able to avoid failure in life. You cannot avoid failing. You cannot. I'm sorry about that. You just can't. Okay? And you have to be okay with it. And that's what makes you a human being. That you can't avoid failure. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to fail intentionally, right? If you know that this thing right here is the right thing to do, you do the right thing, right? Don't be like, oh, my idol was doing it wrong, so I have to do it wrong. No, do it right, right? If you have the ability to do it right, do it right. Once you do a thing and you are not aware that you are doing it wrong, but then the awareness comes to you, once the awareness comes, correct that thing or correct your behavior. Okay? So, what did I write here? Okay. Fail fast. Okay? You fail. Great. It was inevitable. Okay? You are a human being. You fail. Okay. Brush it off. Boom. Get up. Fast. Don't stay down there. Don't beat yourself up. Right? Everyone makes mistakes. Adapt. Reflect. Learn from that failure. What made you to fail? What made your business to fail? Your project to fail in that area, right? Reflect, learn, adapt, and adapt way faster than you failed, right? It sounds easy. As I said before, it is sounds very easy. Right now I make it sound very easy. This is a dopamine video. You get your dopamine right now. You're like, yeah, man, yeah. But there is millions of miles of pain. There is millions of miles of pain in your journey to success. I'm sorry to tell you that. This is not a video to make you feel good. This is a video that is telling you the truth. And the truth is that it is actually hard. Because you will fail and fail and fail and fail and fail. And that's where you have to be positive and keep adapting, keep adapting, keep adapting, keep adapting and reflecting and learning and doing it, and keep on working at the same rate as you did when you started your journey, without having all these failures. Adapt, 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 and all that. It is actually very, 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 very hard. Very hard. It is actually extremely hard. It is like being a delta force. You know what I mean? It is actually that hard. It is actually being, I don't know, like Green Beret, or, okay? It is actually being Navy SEAL. It is actually being at that level. It is the top of the top, the best of the best. You know what I mean? You can't just, oh, dopamine, okay, very easy for me. Yeah, no, it is actually very, very hard. This is not just, you know, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. Don't worry. No, it is hard, man. And it is supposed to be this way. It is supposed to be this way. And do not listen to the haters. First of all, there I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people on the social media. Well, first of all, you go to someone, you look at the photograph, and just from the photograph, you see at where they vibrate as human beings, and what do they do in their life and all that. And you see all these people hating and hating and hating on successful people, hating on billionaires, hating on successful athletes, scientists, hating on everything that is top tier. Why? Because it is actually hard, man. It is actually very, 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 very hard. Success is hard, and that's the harsh reality of it. It is hard. It is hard. It is supposed to be this way, man. It is not supposed to be easy. Not everybody can go through that. Not everybody can become a Delta Force. You know what I mean? Not everyone can do that. But the haters are, we will always have to say something. Will always tell you, oh, he got lucky. Oh, he sold to the devil. Well, first of all, let me tell you something about all that lie. He sold to the devil. If it was that easy, do you think that everyone wouldn't have sold their souls? Come on. People are backstabbing you like for way, 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 way less in a society, right? We all know that. No, it is hard. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of harsh, harsh circumstances, especially in your brain, man. It is so hard that it destroys you. It destroys your mental health. Success destroys you as a human being. It destroys you. It destroys you. All these failures, all these nights that you have to go through, pain, isolation, humiliation. You know what I mean? And you still have to show up the next day with a smile on your face and gratitude to God. To God. Because at the end of the day, without God, there is no one, right? With gratitude that God keeps you in that journey that you are, right? And you still have to adapt and learn and do it again and again. And it is not a game of days or months or even years. It is a decades. It is a game of decades. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, Charlie, you are going to university. Wow, we are so happy for you. In 4 years, Charlie got his degree. Wow. Nobody, when you go to university, you study, right? I am a university dropout. I dropped out of university, college, whatever you want to call it. I dropped out. I got, like the critique of the society, and the biggest and the most torturous one, it was like from my parents and especially from my mom. But a university, at the end of the day, you study, right? You will get a degree, and you will be like, oh, Charlie, good for you, and we're so proud of you. But actually going and creating a business, becoming a successful artist, a scientist, or whatever, you know what I mean? It does not guarantee you anything, man. You can work for years and years and years and years and years and years, fail, adapt. Lonely nights, humiliation, isolation, depression, all that. And you don't get even a diploma. You get nothing. You risk of getting nothing. After all these years, you risk of getting nothing. And that's why you become a Delta Force operator, right? A billionaire. Because you go through the harsh reality. It is actually way more difficult than just getting a fucking diploma, right? It is way more difficult. It is hard. And without God, you are nothing. You have to be, and you have to pray to God. You have to find God inside these four walls, inside all that humiliation and all these tears, and you are fighting through everything, right? And only God can hold you through all that journey. Now, don't listen to haters, because haters, most of them, they don't try, they don't do anything in their life, and the easiest way for them to be is like to judge you and all that, and to critique you, etc., etc., etc. Low lives. You should listen. You shouldn't have an ego, right? Because you do not know everything in your life. I do not know everything in my life. So what you do is you find mentors. You find people, especially on the internet, right? Because it is way easier to find mentors on the internet. But if you find mentors in real life, that's also great. And you have to pick mentors in different areas in your life. An area of spirituality, an area of fitness, an area of business-wise, an area of, for example, me, I make music, of music production, or an area of mixing engineering, etc., etc., etc. And you have to listen to mentors, right? You have to shut your ego, shut your, oh, I am smart, I am a genius, I know everything, right? And listen, open your ears and listen to mentors, and do not have an ego when you listen to mentors, right? You listen to all those people who have to teach you things, right? Nowadays, I have found something that also helps me a lot. I play, and I get help a lot from Gemini, right? Gemini AI. I ask questions about different subjects, and it helps me, it guides me to even find mentors and all that. It guides me to where to look at, what to study from a subject, right? How to start, etc., etc. And what else? It is absolute faith to God, and pray. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, right? Everyone wants to be happy and successful, right? Because if you're a billionaire and depressed, you don't have fun, right? So billionaire, successful, whatever, right? Billionaire and happy, right? But in order to be, you need God. You need to find God. And without God, without knowing that God exists, and God wants to teach you lessons, and God is the tough parent. That's what a lot of people, they misunderstand about God. God is actually the tough parent in your life, meaning that God loves you, but He is strict and tough, like a parent who loves her children, right? But is actually tough on them because he wants for them the best, right? And you have to be also grateful for God's mercy, because sometimes you know deep down well that you have done mistakes, and those mistakes could have been way more punishable than you actually got the punish, right? Than the punishment you actually got, right? It could have been way worse, and things can always be way worse in your life. So you should always be thankful to God that He is merciful. Now, a lot of you might say, okay, we said that, we said, yes. So we are in the end, and a lot of you might say that, why are you making those? Why are you making those videos? You are a musician, stick to your music, your songs, and all that. Well, when I started my journey, right, I was not aware of a lot of things in my life, and I found people who actually guided me and helped me to change my mindset. They healed me. They healed parts of myself that were wounded, and I found them, especially here on YouTube. So I feel a kind of gratitude to give back, right? So that a lot of people who might actually listen to my songs can actually benefit from these mindset type of videos, and they can, right? They can do the same to other people, and each and every one of us hopefully can be elevated and be happy, etc., etc. Even if you do not resonate with the mindset of the billionaire and of becoming a billionaire or even a millionaire, so to speak, but at the end of the day, everyone wants to have a successful life, right? And don't get attached to words that I use. Everyone wants to be successful and to live a happy life and to be happy. And even if you do not strive to become a billionaire or a top artist, a top scientist, a top whatever, right? Certainly you will encounter failures in your life, and you have to adapt in those failures. You have to reflect, right? And you have to brush it off fast, reflect, adapt way faster than that, change your behavior, your patterns, which it might be hard and difficult to do, and keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving, right? So, without any further ado, I love you all, and peace.